Alright, looks like we are on here. Let me copy and paste the video stream here. We'll get this open. Alright. So I'm back from my long break. I haven't really been working on this due to stuff that's been bothering me, as well as burnout from working on this so much. And for short, I'm just going to say that I'm back. You know, I'm going to start working on this again, probably maybe daily again. And we're just going to crank this thing out. We're going to get this project done. It's been a long time now. And all I want is for this to just be finished at this point. And I want to be able to play this, you know, like, because I feel like this could be a really fun game to play when it's done. But I haven't really added much. My plan for the future was to kind of go with structures and then work on random encounters for the game. Because those are going to be necessary to make the game more enjoyable than Wizard West and feel more natural as well. Wizard West doesn't really have like natural encounters or anything. They have static bandit camps, which I mean are all right, but they're a little bit boring and they're not very interesting or exciting in any way. So I want it to kind of be similar to like how, you know, in Fallout, you know, if you've ever played any of the Fallout games, you'll just be kind of wandering around out in the wasteland, and then there's going to be enemies that spawn, you know, and they can be different levels, they can be different species of enemies, and they could be sometimes just wandering, hanging out at a structure, or actually in combat with another faction, right? This is kind of what I want to go for, and I want to add loot tables to structures as well, so that's going to go alongside resource gathering. I mean, there isn't really going to be missions to start with. There might be like minor ones, like go clear this place out, you know, there's enemies here causing a lot of problems, so could you clear it out? You know, something like that. Go explore areas. Just activities that are different than taking out the same bandit camp over and over again. And structures, I want to make the world more interesting, because the way the world looks right now, it looks uninhabited. Like, to be honest, it's not. There isn't, like, anything out here. It's just a bunch of trees and mountains and stuff. Except for these towns, but those towns aren't really important. And I'm eventually going to be changing these. These are closer to being placeholders than anything else. Like, there might not even be other towns than the actual main one that you spawn out in. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything in short that's going to be happening next. I plan on having... Let's see, what day is it today? It's freaking, get all that garbage out of here, it's old. So probably like, maybe like next Wednesday I'll have all this done. The random encounters and the structures and whatnot. And then after that, I'll be moving on to making the crafting system work, because this currently doesn't do anything at the moment. And that'll kind of be after I add loot tables and like actual like things that you can pick up. I might add like another page here, so like it'll go to like page 7 for like all of the materials you have on you currently, and it'll just show all of them. Like, you can't actually like select them or use them or anything in here. It'll just show you what you have. Yeah, something like that. And I want to eventually make it so you can trade physical items. I'm probably not going to make it so you can actually trade spells. That wouldn't make any sense. Like, how could you unlearn a spell and then have someone learn it? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Only physical objects should be tradable. So, like, brooms, wands, crafting materials, and money. Which the trading system is going to come probably a little bit after beta is out and we actually have people playing this game. Yes, because stuff like that is only going to be really happening once there's actually people playing this, which I hope does come to fruition. I hope that people do actually play this game. I spent a lot of time making this. It was a very, very long project of mine. Like, I think the amount of time I've spent working on this is maybe 2 months, and then I took a whole month break on it, you know? And I'm probably going to be working on this maybe till, like, I don't know, maybe mid-December, you know? So, like, possibly by, like, the 17th, I'll be mostly done with it. We'll be able to move out of beta by then. Haven't really gotten any viewers on here at all. But I know people are going to watch this stream eventually, when it's not live. I haven't really been popping off that much lately since I've just been kind of inactive. But anyways, though, we have that. Structures, random encounters, loot tables, and then we'll have crafting, and then we don't necessarily need missions for beta, because you could just go and explore and go do stuff, and you could actually, frick. Call it. I can't think right now. You'd actually be able to have like a playable game. You know, it'll be completely functional. You have PvP, you have exploration, you have enemies spawning, you have leveling. You know, like all of this works. This is 100% functional. I just haven't toggled it on where stuff isn't free anymore. But all of this works regardless. But yeah, that's basically it. And once this game does get into beta, we're gonna try to get people in here. I'm gonna do a mix of advertising, and I'm gonna talk to a lot of people I know, a lot of connections that I have made over the years. See if we could actually get a decent amount of people, because the way the Roblox algorithm works is you have to get to like a benchmark player count. And then what it'll do is it'll start recommending the game based on like how many you have or how you got to that benchmark. It's something along the lines of that. And obviously running ads do help, but having a Discord community with like a bunch of people in it, and you could just do like a ping everyone join the game right now. Something like that. And as soon as that happens, you know, and if the game does have good retention, like if it is enjoyable when you first join, and it's actually fun to like travel around and do stuff, obviously it's gonna work out on its own. It'll just work, you know, especially since this game is like way more performant than Wizard West. It obviously runs so much smoother. Everything is super freaking optimized on the back end. Like you could have millions, not millions, that's a bit much, but you could have thousands and thousands of spells shooting at once, and it would not break the game. Like, if I toggle this on, let me show you. Because in Wizard West, I've heard that if you use 5 shades at once, if you cast shades 5 times at the same time, you can almost crash a server in Wizard West. But then watch what I could do here. Like, I can freaking... Look how many spells I can shoot at once, you know? Like this is crazy, you know? Like, I think if you did that in Wizard West, you'd probably crash the server immediately. And you know, like something like this, you know, like this would definitely break the game. But that doesn't, you know, like my game, it runs very, very nicely. And I've tested for memory leaks. There's nothing, you know, like I definitely have performance beat on this. I definitely do. It's very, very performant. Like the only thing that I really have to do is activities, because the PvP is cool. You got your dodging, you got forward dashing. It feels good. Like it actually feels good now. Parrying, it makes sense. It's like a little shield. And we have like even more spell variety than Wizard West does. Like this is more. We have more, and it's not even like where a select few of them are good. Like I have made sure that most of these spells are pretty balanced, and that they can actually be used in certain scenarios if they're not general purpose. You know, right? Like Expulso. You know, Expulso is not a great spell in this game and in Wizard West, but it's actually usable because of the fact that I made it fast cast, you know, and it has a very short cooldown. Like, it's not a piece of crap spell. Like, we've actually used this in PvP, and it was actually, like, a pretty good spell for, like, disorienting your enemy. And I don't plan on removing casting on brooms either, because that is a really fun thing that Wizard West missed out on. Like, casting on brooms is very, very fun. Let me see here. Is there anybody commenting on here? No, there's not. Yeah. Here, let me go, I think I still have the structures actually just sitting out in the open over here. I'm not sure if I do, though. I can't remember. It was a while ago when I stopped, like, working on this. Yeah, so I do have assets just sitting out here. And these were kind of going to be, like, ruins or whatever, so we have, like, 4 different variants of this, like, chunk right here. And I was just kind of going to make, like, a bunch of different structures. Like, I was going to have, like, these abandoned houses. You know, they obviously, like, have, like, weather damage to them. And I was going to have maybe, like, abandoned villages. Ones that don't really, like, have anything to them. Or just houses, like, out in the middle of nowhere, you know? Like, there's definitely, like, a few different things I could do here. But yeah, let's hop into a studio here. Because we don't need to be just playing this and not really doing anything and just talking. So let's get into this and actually do some stuff on stream here. And let me change add window capture studio. Okay. So now we should be showing studio on here. Should be on there. Let me see. Yeah, we have studio open. Okay, I just want to make sure that this was actually working. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's start making some, like, structures and whatnot. Kind of show you how I build So we have these here, and we have this house. And I believe this is a copy of this one, if I remember correctly. So let's start working on this one, you know, let's make this one a little bit more ruined. Probably change that. So then you do something like this, you know. Let's see here. Let's kind of make it look like this wall got like destroyed here. Let's kind of make it look like that. Oh, frick. Yeah, let's just get rid of these pieces. They don't need to be there. Ooh. So if we just do something like this, and then we get rid of that, put that down there. I kind of do this. There you go, something like that. And then we can kind of do something right up here as well. Kind of make it so this looks like destroyed. We see something like this. Yeah, there we go. Let's just change it like so. And then if we do, let me see here. So we change this, do this. So then we have something like that. So it looks like that collapsed in. And then this one can be on the floor like so. So can this one. Because in order to make something look destroyed like correctly, you have to like preserve all the materials that were there to like construct it. Because like imagine if I just didn't have these pieces, like it wouldn't make any sense. Like visually, like it'd be like, oh, why is all this stuff just missing, you know, right? But yeah, something like that. And then it kind of looks like the wall was like broken in here. Let me add some of the wall pieces here so we kind of preserve the material, and you can kind of see that it's all still there, you know, right? We do something like this, kind of randomize the rotation of these pieces, and then we'll do size randomization as well. So they'll be kind of different sizes. There we go. So then we have something like that. And we'll also do this for that side as well. So we'll kind of do, let me see here. So we'll kind of make this house look more dilapidated than all the other ones, you know? So then we do something like this. Put these in here, there'll be extra debris lying on the floor. But yeah, these are going to be the abandoned houses. That'll be a structure, possibly abandoned village. I think I'll kind of make it look like it got like raided by like orcs or something. Because I want to have NPCs do raids on villages and kind of have those be like missions or whatever that you could do. I feel like that would be something that would work pretty decently. So we're going to add these down here as well, little chunks of the wall. We'll kind of randomize these, you know, kind of make them look more natural. There you go, something like that. And then it kind of looks like this wall got broken into as well. Kind of shorten you out. We'll do this. Kind of have you sitting on here like so. Yeah, something like that anyways. That works. Yeah. And what we'll do is make more of the roof missing on here. There we go. Now it looks more destroyed. So you have something kind of like this, and then it'll look like that piece is hanging off. There we go. All right. Let me see here. Gonna add any campaign. Hold on. Let me look at these messages here on the stream. You gonna add any campaign missions or anything? Like, I know it's a multiplayer focused one, but I don't think anyone has attempted anything like Hogwarts Legacy. Campaign stuff. I mean, that would be very interesting. But I would kind of have to like start like world building, like a story. And I haven't really thought of anything. I just kind of have it so where there's like you have like just like a large world. You have creatures and whatnot, and some of them don't like each other. So there will be like conflicts and like wars and stuff. I don't know. I would have to figure that out later on, I would say. But missions, though, I definitely want to add like quests you can do, like talk to like the old wizard and help him clear out like a cave or something, or help this town that's being raided by orcs, or go or you could actually talk to these factions and help them take out their enemies. You know, some stuff like that. I think would work. Yeah. Let me see. Working on Spellborn again. Nice. Roof looks like queso fell through it. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me do. Let's try something out here. Now you got me thinking here. You do something like this. Because yeah, these are gonna be the part of what some of the structures that'll actually be like in the world that'll exist normally. Let me see. So something like this, and then we'll kind of make it so like it's broken in the corner right here. There's something like that. Yeah, there we go. And then what we'll do is actually change these boards here. So we'll duplicate those, and then we'll scale those like this. And then we're going to take these and we're going to put them like this. So then it'll look like they're kind of dangling down. And then we'll have these ones be shortened out like that. So then it'll actually look like they're kind of like broken in a little bit. Oops. There we go. So then we have, yeah. I mean, yeah, this works out, right? This works. I mean, people aren't really going to take like a really close look at it. They're just going to see that it's a broken roof. Yeah, that works out. All right, so we'll name this one Ruined House 1. I'll name this one Ruined House 2. Oops, not 2, 3. There we go. So these will kind of look like, these will go in like the abandoned towns, or they'll just be a house in the middle of nowhere, you know, that's kind of just not inhabited anymore. Let's see. So we have ruins, we have these. Let's see, what else do we need? I'm trying to think what other structures. Are you still working on your zombie game or full back to Spellborn? Let me see. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to really do the zombie game. Maybe that'll be something I work on like later on. But I feel like Spellborn though, it could possibly work out. Like, I think that there is a player base for Wizard games. I think there is. I have a really good feeling that there still is a lot of people willing to play a Wizard game. There just aren't any right now. Like, the only Wizard game that's actually good on Roblox is probably Wizard West. Like, that's probably the only one. I mean, if I look up Wizard, the only top games is Wizard West, Wizard Arena, Wacky Wizards, Wizard Tycoon 2-player, Mage Arena, and all of those are like sub 1K player count, you know? So it's not really like strong. I feel like if you make like a big game like this, you could probably do well, considering that the competition wouldn't be very strong. Like there's really like nothing. There's nothing there competition wise. It's very, very limited. So I feel like if I continued working on this, it'd probably be good. Yeah, agree. I think it will work out. Only really one other Wizard game for games on Roblox. You're showing live work stuff like that, interact with the community here. What not? You got a good chance at making a big game. Yeah, not many competitors. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of my like other big strong points as well. Like I will actually talk to my community. Like I actually want to. I want to be social, like a social developer, you know? Like I think a lot of games struggle with that and they don't really like the developers in a lot of communities I've seen are very cut off from their community. Like they tend to be very separated. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I think people that actually that play games and they're actually part of the communities for that game, they actually like it when the developers are actually there and like talk to people, because a lot of people want to be heard, you know. Um, and if the developer seems non-existent, you know, or someone that actually has like a say in what gets done isn't there, like you feel like you're not really heard. Um, and that's something like a lot of people don't really like when they're not heard. They don't feel like they're being heard. I mean, at least I knew that for a long time because I was part of a community that was dying, and I felt like I had a lot of good ideas, but I wasn't being heard. Um, and it definitely made me feel like a little bit upset. Like when I used to play Wild West, I was definitely like an active community member, and I was a little bit annoyed when the game seemingly had nothing going for it, even though it was like the largest cowboy game that has ever existed on Roblox. You know, like it definitely had its work cut out for it. And since then, I've left that community. Yeah, they give community what they want, but not physically there. It feels like with most devs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was just. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's either you have a team that does listen but they don't really communicate, or you'll have a team that does not listen and does not communicate, and they'll just decide like what content gets pushed out, and they won't really like ask their community. And then you'll also have like active members um, that do want the game to succeed, they want it to, but they never feel like they're listened to, and that'll really make people jaded. Yeah, like I was always like I would be on the Wild West Discord server, and I would actually be like making like forum posts. I would be trading with people on there. I would actually like talk to people like in the forums, like answer questions for them and be like knowledgeable on stuff. Um, and I would actually like talk to like staff members too, and I would tell them stuff that I like my ideas, and like you know they'd be like, oh, that's cool, and then like it would just kind of like that'd be it. And like they had a suggestions thing that would be open like every like Saturday or something, and they wouldn't really like tell you if they were like considering it or not. Like nothing. Oh, really? Huh. I don't care about the money. You work on something, you have to love it. Yeah. Yeah, like that's like another big thing. You can't just like think about only the possible like money you could make, or just be motivated by that, because then it's not really like something you enjoy. It just turns into a job. Um, yeah. Like I had to stop working on this for a while because I was getting burnt out. Like if you're focusing on money, you will get burnt out working on a game. Obviously, like if you're not enjoying it. But I worked on this for so long though that I needed a break. Like it was there was just so much. There was so much to do. Huh. That's crazy. There's no way they actually tried hiring someone on Indeed. There's no way. That's actually crazy. Alright, let me see. Copy. Alright, now I'm gonna start working on another structure. I think I'm gonna do like a shack or something. It's like a little shack. Let's make those floorboards a little thicker. That'll work. Here, let's get a character rig out here for size comparison. Make sure that this is actually row scale. Oh, what the heck? What are these? Oh, it made attachments like actually like freaking highlighted now. That is so... Huh, and you can actually like click on them too. Wow, that is actually kind of helpful. Yeah, that's a new thing there. Alright, but we have these floorboards to work out here. Let me see, I think I might have it set up like this. And what we're gonna do is... Actually, no, I'll make it a little bit longer. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll do it this way, and it should put gaps between the floorboards. Yes, sir. There we go. They do all TWW staff other than staff events. Ha! That's interesting. They actually pay their staff. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I thought most of those staff members were unpaid. That's actually interesting. So let's get these. Let's make some corners here. How tall do we want to make this? Make it like that tall, I think. I think that'll work. Here, let's do... Should work if I do this. It's a little slow. There we go. Yeah, so I think, like... Because I want to make it so you could actually, like, pull out your wand in here and actually, like possibly fight something inside of this thing. But I think this will work. I think this will work, this size right here. Because, I mean, you won't really be fighting anyone in there. It'll just kind of be like a spot where you find loot. Or it'll just be like a map decoration. We'll kind of do something like this, though. I think that'll work just fine. And we'll take one of these. Let's see here. And we're going to use these to make somewhat of like a siding on here. I think I'm trying to think of where I'm going to put this. I feel like I might put some of these shacks right here out in the swamp area. I feel like that could be like a good spot for them. That's close enough. All right. See ya, Bella. Goodbye. Let me see, let's get the shack done here. Something like that works. Yeah, that'll work. And then I can just cut holes into this essentially. And then we'll do is we'll put these on top here, and these will be like support beams. Actually, no, let's make this a little bit taller. Very slightly. And we'll just do something like this. There we go. Hold on, I gotta think about this here, because I like to build realistically, at least as much as I can, without like wasting like a bunch of like time. I like to build realistically. And then I can have something like this, you know. Let me see. Like, if it doesn't use up a bunch of time, I will try to build realistically. Yeah, that works. Might be a little bit ugly, but it'll look alright when it's done. There we go. We have this here. Let's see. Oops. Let's see, what angle do we want this at? We want this at a probably more shallow angle. It doesn't need to be a tall shack. Let me see, something like this. I don't really know where the center is. Let's see. So, let me see. Alright, that's the center right there. Let's try and get it right on there. Move this up a little bit. Give it some uppies. Rotate this around. And get it in the same spot. A little bit further back. Alright, that should work. This could be like a nice little shack here. And then what I need to do is... Oh, that's not right. Yeah, that seems to be just a little bit too far off. There we go. Alright. And then I need to make a triangle. You see, shape, wedge. Alright, let's see here. This then, gonna shrink that down a bit. Alright. Line it up with this thing. I think it's a little bit useful. And then we just do this. Beautiful. Alright. That slope doesn't match up correctly. Okay, there we go. That's much better. There we go. And we'll put these over here. Perfect. Awesome sauce. Now we have a full... did you leave Wizard West? Yeah, I did leave Wizard West because it was getting boring. And with like the lack of updates, I wasn't enjoying the game. I really was not enjoying it. Like, yeah, they did add a freaking daily rewards thing, but to be honest with you, it's just something else that's really grindy, and I don't think I like it very much. To be quite frank with you, I don't really like it. Because the way that it's designed, it is designed to be very, very, very grindy. And I still don't like that I got banned for criticizing the game as well. Even though I did show some of the game's code, it wasn't even like something really important or something that needed to like be kept in secret. It was literally just game inputs. It wasn't even like like what the flip am I gonna do with game inputs? You know, right? Like there's literally nothing you can do with that. That's what I thought was kind of lame about it. Like he got all freaking like uppity on me because I used a save instance of the game to prove that the freaking chat bug was actually something extremely simple to fix, and Eddie put it off for literal weeks and weeks. And as a player, I was a little bit annoyed from that. I thought it was stupid. Put some windows on here, and then you can see outside of the shack when you're in here. Yeah, we're gonna take our time with these structures. We want them to look nice. Should do like building tutorials and be like, yo, this is how you make something look really good. Like if I just did like development videos or whatever, like tutorials, people would probably watch them, to be honest. People probably would. Probably make like a nice little channel around that, but I don't really want to like just do that, you know. I want to have a game of my own that works out, you know. Because I feel like I'm on something good here. I'm onto something good. Like there aren't really a lot of wizard games on Roblox. Like it's definitely a very small genre that is very niche, and it is kind of dying, to be honest, because of the lack of games that are actually in this. Like the biggest one was like Row Wizard for like the longest time, and that one just kind of fell off slowly. It was kind of sad. It was a pretty fun game. Not gonna lie, it was pretty alright. I played it with like a couple of my friends for a little while. Then I stopped, obviously. We kind of stopped playing games together. Let me see, how are these stairs? Because I don't... Okay, cool. So you can actually walk up them and it won't do like a dumb climbing thing. Just kind of put them like so. Yeah, something like that works. Yeah. And then that could be like steps going into this. Yeah. I think this is an alright shack. You know, like this isn't bad. Yeah, it's not bad of a structure. It's pretty simple and light. Yeah. Let me see, what else should I make? Do you know how to play it on phone? Yeah, I know somewhat. I mean, it's not much different than PC. It's just different keybinds. Like it's not really that different. Like I mean, at least the way it's designed, it's like consistent. with like phone gameplay and stuff. You know, like that's pretty cool. That's one of the few good things that I would say about Wizard West. Is that the controls are very simple and easy to understand, and they make sense. Except for putting B on becoming wanted. I don't know why you would ever put that button next to V, which is one of your attack buttons. That's terrible. It's like, imagine you freaking fat finger pressing V and then you become wanted, and then now all of the people that you were fighting with starts killing you. That's dumb. That's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, I said that. I know somewhat how to play it on phone. I usually don't I don't like playing on my phone, but I know how to like do stuff on there. Like it's not a difficult thing to learn. All right, what was I gonna do? Yeah, I was gonna make more structures. I'm trying to think of what I want to make next though. Hmm. Ooh, I know. An abandoned windmill. We'll do that. Let me see here. So we'll take one of these. And we'll kind of make it look more brokey broke. And we'll also make it so the fan doesn't work anymore. Let me see here. Box, holder, weld, spinner. Okay, so let's get rid of the script. And then we'll just anchor these. There we go. Perfect. Alright, and then what we'll do is we'll take the fan and we'll actually rotate this. So we'll kind of put it like that. And then what we'll do is we will break one of these off. Well, no, I won't break it. I'll just kind of make it look correct a little bit. There you go, something like this. And then this one will break off. So this one we want this paddle here. What we'll do here is we'll do this. And we'll take this, we'll kind of make it look jagged and tattered at the end. Oh, frick. There you go, something like that, yeah. Then we'll do this, and we'll do this. Let me see here. We'll kind of do a little bit of this. And what we'll do is we'll take this off, we'll get rid of that. And we'll kind of break this down a little bit. Let's see. make it look like it's pretty weathered at the end there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take, can I do this hopefully? I don't know, maybe. I'm going to try something out here. Oops. Thinking about there. Up there maybe. Something like this. Now we're going to try, not what I wanted. Nope. Stop. There we go. And we're going to rotate this. Let me see. I think this should work. If I do this. There we go. Then something like that, that works. Let me see. This doesn't look right. Hold on. It's kind of bothering me. Oh, I see what's going on here. I'm silly. I was like, why isn't this going together correctly? There we go. And then we'll take this. Something like that works. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Yeah. I kind of make it looks like broke-ish. All we gotta do is get rid of the light. There we go. And then we'll do is we'll take this, move this further out, and we'll do ungroup and we'll break all these windows. Just break all of these. Boom. And then we'll start smashing these out. Kind of make it randomized though. We'll destroy these ones. And then what we'll do is we'll break a couple of these. We'll kind of make it look like this. And we'll do this. Yeah. And then, let's see. All right. See, this is looking all right. This is looking all right, right? Yeah. Yeah, not bad at all. Looks like a ruined windmill to me. Looks broken. Cool. Let me see. Broken windmill. There we go. We have another structure right here. Awesome sauce. Yo, what's up? Real Proton YT. What's up, man? What is up? Oh. Alrighty. So we have this one done. Here, let's make another windmill. But we'll make this one, like, super broken. Dang, bro, I just saw the DM Proton. Yeah, I talked to him a while ago. Bro was pretty chill about it for real. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's get this smashed up here. Let's see. Let's take this support beam out a little bit. Let's make that kind of look like, yeah. That works. Break this window down. I like making stuff look destroyed. It's kind of fun. It's like demolition. There you go. Something like this. Then what we'll do is we'll kind of make it kind of go this way, I think. Mm-hmm. Yep, that works. Hold up. Alright, there we go. There we go. What the flip? Okay. Let's see. Oh, no, we want to go this way. Yeah, there we go. Alright. And make it look like there's like a big chunk taken out of this. How much time you play that game, Wizard West? I don't really play it at all now. I have not touched Wizard West in a while because I do not like the game now. I mean, like, it's fun, but like I don't like the owner. I don't like the owner, you know, and I don't really want to play it because of that. Like it just bothers me too much. And since I've like actually seen the game's code too, like it makes me want to play it even less, you know, like that is unoptimized code from 2018. In like a modern game, like it's just no, it's just freaking sad. I'm not gonna do that. Like I got freaking better stuff to do than to play his game, you know. I got better stuff to do than that. Preferably making a game that can be better than his. Totally not making this partially out of spite. Oh, frick. Hold on, I gotta do it this way. That's right. There you go. Now it looks more natural. Perfect. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I don't mean to burp in your ear or anything. For anybody watching this. Let's ruin this doorway a little bit. There we go. Just enough to where it still makes sense, though. There we go. Alright, let's demolish this wall here. And then we'll destroy this. There we go. And then we'll just start putting these pieces on the ground. These will be debris that are lying around inside of the windmill. And it's going to go all the way up through, actually. We'll just do it all the way up through. And it's going to even affect part of the roof, too. Let's see here. So we'll do... Yeah, something like this would work. Yeah, something like that. There we go. Just kind of do this, and kind of add a little bit of frilly chunks to it to make it look more naturally broken. There we go. Something like that, and then... Let me see, oh, there's a piece still there. Let's get rid of that. Alright, let's make these look 8 into. Kind of look like these kind of got damaged a little bit when whatever broke on this happened. Let me see here. Make these edges look more uneven. As you know, if stone breaks apart, it tends to be very uneven when it breaks apart. Have you ever seen stone break? There you go, something like this, and then we'll kind of add these back to it just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit back. And what we're going to do is we're going to use these and tilt them downwards to kind of look like wood that got kind of snapped off a little bit. Yeah, something like that. There we go. We're going to take these big beams, and we're going to actually put these, like, up through it, kind of through the center. And you can kind of see where it broke then. Something like that works. Yeah. And then we'll just have a bunch of this stuff scattered on the inside. There we go. Got some bigger blocks here of stone. Perfect. And I'll just add some extra wood beams lying around. There we go. That is very, very nice. It looks very destroyed. Yeah. Group this back together again. Control G. There we go. Now we have broken windmill number 2. You gotta have at least 2 variants of structures, you know, because if you just have one, it's gonna be boring, you know. Like if you just have one of the exact same, you gotta have at least 2 variants. Perfect. This one's going to be far more destroyed, so I'm going to make these things even more drooped on them. There we go. And that looks even more broken than the other one does. Awesome. Coolio. We're going to publish this to Roblox. How long have we been streaming for? Let's see. This is a little over an hour. Nice, nice, nice. So we got this done, this done, this done, and that done in the course of an hour. Nice. Yeah, structures do take a little bit. They definitely take a little bit of time to make. Yeah. So, quick recap of everything that's going on. So basically, I'm going to be working on structures, random encounters, loot tables inside of structures, and then resource gathering and like crafting and whatnot. And then we should be able to move this game to beta and hopefully start getting like a consistent player base. Okay? And we're going to probably be on that maybe by December 17th or the week of. So maybe about a couple weeks from now, we should be at that point. Yeah. And that's everything I got for today on this stream.